Yo, what's going on everyone? This is AZN here. Today you guys are watching another figure review, and this time it is on the Armed Battle Angels Blade Valet from Loscont. So without wasting too much of y'all time, let's get right into it. Taking a quick look at the box here, we have the Loscont logo. I believe that's a Loscont. Yes, Loscont. We have Blade Violet. We have a nice illustration of the figure with all of her clothes on and all that, which you're able to see in the figure, of course. We have the Armed Battle Angels, ABA 001. That's the name of her code number, 1/12. In the side, on the left, we have a really cool back shot of this character, and also on the right, we have another picture, but this time it is on the front. And you can also see it's glowing a little bit, and that's because it has a glowing gimmick, which sadly I'm unable to do because I don't have the black light. So I'm unable to do that. I don't have any pictures of that, but other videos have it. But anyway, so in the back you see the symbol right there, and this is the slip cover. So once you take this off, you see it says Armed Battle Angels, pretty much the same stuff you've seen from the cover box, really. Well, the text, I mean, not really the picture itself. But anyway, in the back, we have some really nice promo shots of the figure. In the top, another cool pic of her, and also the bottom. For accessories, she comes in a total of 6 hands. If we count the bald fist, that would be 7, but this is all 6 of them right here. We have some splayed open hands, some karate chop hands, and some, I guess, like some trigger hands. For faces, she has her default, a similar face expression just like the first one I showed off, but this time she is looking to the side with her mouth slightly open. This one, I want to say it's more of an injured or an embarrassing face, but judging by her eyes closing, I can imagine that there's something else going on with that face. I mean, I don't know what you can possibly do, but I'm sure one of you will find some way to post this with this face on, or think of something. I don't know. And she has this cybernetic type of face with, like, I guess you want to say like more of like a skeleton like jaw to it. And she also has a mask too, and I tried to put this on, but I had a really hard time putting it in. Like I tried all my might, it just don't want to go in. But she does come with the mask, so it's unfortunate because I really do want her with the mask on. And I had pictures, I was only able to take one picture with her with the mask on, and that's only because I had it balanced, but it's not all the way in. So it just, I don't know if I'm the only person that's dealing with that issue. I don't know if it's like a default or something. I might have to put in some hot water, and I just dropped it. But yeah, that's her final face. And she comes with more, such as this alternative hairpiece that comes with a visor. So what you want to do is take this back piece off. You can take the head off if you want to, but personally I just find it much easier just to take it off while the head is off. And now you can see she is bald, so we're going to put some hair on her, or another piece of hair on her, which comes with the visor. So you just detach that, and there we go. And you can also put it down too, which I think is really cool. It's articulated as well, so if you don't want it in front of her face, you can also put it back as well. So this is a really cool accessory. I'm really glad they included it. Also, there's another thing I might have to warn you guys, while I'm still going over the faces and heads and all that. You might want to use something to tighten up this joint, and same thing with the torso, but I'll go over it later. But her head was like super loose when I wouldn't say super, but it was like a little loose So it's much tighter now because they use like some fixed loose joints. You can like find that off of eBay to like tighten up like the torso joint and the head, because it was falling off a little too easy. Now it's not doing it at all, so that's great. So anyway, we got a lot more accessories to go over, so let's continue. She has 2 alternative legs, and these are more the cybernetic legs or armored legs, or whichever term you prefer. But these look really cool. I kind of wish, I don't know, I feel like they should have used like a different color to give it a little more contrast with their design, because like I feel like these are kind of close to her skin tone. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I don't know what kind of color that I don't know what kind of color I think they should have gone with instead of the current one that we see, but these look really cool. I also noticed that the left leg has a bit of a different design than the right one. The right one has like some Chinese writing, which the figure originated from, by the way. And yeah, like these look really cool. I like these a lot. And also these 2 pieces right here, you can actually push up to have her like flying, or have her give like a little bit of boost for the one. I guess I can't pull this one up for some reason, but I don't got any fingernails. But you can, and also be careful, because like you just see that these pop off really easy, so try your best not to lose them. She has a alternative breast piece which says ABA on it, which I'm assuming is short for Armed Battle Angels. So all you got to do is just pretty much take this off and plug this in, and now she has more armor. Well, kind of. She also has 2 sets of blades, which is the one that you see in the promo pics, obviously, which is this weapon. Sure, is the reason why that most people would buy this figure, is because of this blade alone. It's also articulated, so you can pose it however you want, and you can also put it on either the left arm or the right arm, whichever arm you choose to put it at. It's also simple to put in, so you just take this part off, and there's like 2 peg holes right here, so you want to make sure that they plug in all the way, and boom, there you go. And like I already said, if you want the blade to extend, you can, because the joints are already built in, and the details is really nice as well. It also has the Loscont logo, or Loscont logo. I don't know why I keep saying that, but it's the Loscont logo on there as well, and some other tiny printed writing, which my camera can't zoom in all the way, but that looks really dope. Like that a lot. And also she has this other blade, which is more of like a bendy wire type of blade, so this attaches to her back. So all you gotta do is just plug that up, and you can also rotate it if you want to. So if you want it on the opposite side of where I put it at, you can do that. And of course she comes with the jacket, and I really like the material on this jacket. I know some people are mixed when it comes down to 112 figures having cloth goods or soft goods and all that, but I personally don't mind. I feel like it adds a lot more to the figure, especially how much we paying for these type of figures. But this look really nice. So we got the Loscont logo right there, and it also has Blade, which is her first name. I'm assuming that's her first name. I'm pretty sure Violet sounds like more of her first name, but anyway, we also have the really dope looking symbol that we saw in the box. And another cool thing is this piece right here that's in my hand is magnetic, so you won't have a hard time, you know, let's say putting this in. You can just slide it through, but you have to take off the joint. But it slides in, and there's no restrictions with the articulation. So this, the way that it's made, I don't know what kind of material this is, but it feels really nice. It feels really soft, and I feel like it's not gonna restrict any poses on the figure that you're trying to get her into. And last but not least, the display stand. I really like this display stand a lot. It also has the ABA logo 001 right there. Looks really nice. Another cool thing about this display stand is that not only it just comes with a display stand obviously, but you can also store all of your accessories in this this container type of thing, which I thought was really cool. Like, I really love the fact that they actually did that. Like, whoever came up with this idea, they deserve a raise, because most import figure companies didn't even come up with a concept like this. With Figma, we have the Ziploc bags, and Figure Arts, well, it just depends on the releases, I guess. But the fact that this company actually give us not only a display stand with the figure, but also make it as like this container type of thing to store in all your accessories to display it. So now you don't have to worry about putting it in a Ziploc bag, wasting no plastic. You can just display the figure while knowing that all the accessories are in this display stand. I think that is genius. Like, I gotta give them kudos for that, because like that's just awesome. And the stand is pretty good too. It also comes with this tiny peg. I'm assuming this is for like displaying other future figures that they're making. I'm not really sure, but it comes with that too. I probably won't be using it, so that can just go in there. So yeah, that's about it for the accessories, and now let's get into the other segments. So now, finally taking a closer look at the figure itself, and I say this looks really amazing, like really well detailed. I really like the cybernetic markings, I believe that's what that's called, on the figure. I don't know if the camera's picking up or not, or my lighting is kind of dim, so I don't know if you can see any of the detail I'm mentioning, but this looks really nice. I also like the face too. I think it looks really nice. Nothing much to go over about that. And also like the hair sculpting as well, and you can see a little bit of shading. I don't know if the camera's picking it up like I already said, or my lighting is just trash, so you can't really see it, but there's like a tint of purple in there, so I think that's really cool. And also be wary of when you move these joints right here, because like the silver is rubbing a little bit on mine where this joint piece is at, so do be aware of that. You will deal with issues like that, but other than that, I really like this figure a lot. And as for the armor, well, without her jacket and the armor, the legs and stuff, she's pretty much naked, except for like, you know, the armor pieces that's like covering like certain parts of the figure. And it's simple, but you know, she's pretty much an android, so you know, hopefully YouTube won't trip about any of this when I get closer to the detail, which is right now. So as you can see in front of her front regional area, you can see we have, it says 00 test type, and also we got like these nice yellow well, I don't know what I'm trying to say. We have like these metallic, like this really nice metallic finish, what I'm trying to say, and that's also really nice. I've seen those splotches of mines. Everything is really well detailed. And then if I just go in the bottom real quick, we have some nice armor right down the legs and around the foot as well. It's really well done if you're that kind of guy. So really, there's nothing much to go over. Like I already said, she's pretty much nude. Like, she's not really wearing anything. Like this thing is revealing, like super revealing. And there's some cheekage going on too, but oh, okay, I can't believe I just said that, but whatever, it is what it is. This is a really it's kind of out there. I'm not gonna lie. Like whoever came up with this design of this, like they're down bad for sure. But the sculpting and detail and all that, although it's plain and simple and straightforward, it's really cool. So for scaling, here she is standing next to the Jada Toys Mega Man, the Articulated Icons Ninja, and SHF Adult Gohan. And here she is standing next to some other waifus I got in my collection, such as the SH Figure Arts Makima, the SH Figure Arts Nabara, and also the SH Figure Arts Sakura. Now when it comes down to articulation, this girl can really pose. Like her head can go up and down, can do a 360. There's no ball joint around the neck, which is a little disappointing, but it's not a big deal. She can look up pretty decent and also look down pretty decent. She can also do a really good tilt, so that's all that shit really matters. So we have like this butterfly joint right here. This piece is separate, and like I already said, do be aware that the silver is gonna rub on this piece a little bit, so but it won't hinder the articulation. It might take some getting used to adjusting, but she can go that far across right through her chest, so that's pretty good. You can also go sideways with no problem. She has a bicep swivel right there. Have double jointed arms. We have a single ball peg around the wrist, and around the torso. Can go side to side. Can crunch. Oh. Anyway, she can do like an ab crunch, can go side to side, can fully rotate as well, can do a 360, and around the thigh, she can do the splits pretty good. You can go this far forward and this far back. We have double jointed knees, so that can bend over 90 as well. We have a nice swivel going on there. And around the ankle, we got like an ankle rocker. Can go about, can bend about 90 back and 90 forward. All that. We also have a toe hinge, so the articulation on this figure is really good. You can get into like a lot of good action poses. There's one pose in particular I want to try out real quick, which is, you guys already know what it is. It's by me putting the stance, but nah, I don't think she can do it. Never mind. But the articulation is really good. I really like this one a lot. Like if you guys looking for an original posable character from a non-existent IP, this is the one. You will not be disappointed. Time for my final thoughts on this figure. This is an amazing original figure. If you're a fan of like cyberpunk aesthetic type of figures, especially if you're someone like me who's waiting for Jada Toys to drop their Edge Runners line, this will be a really good alternative for that until then. It has a lot of good accessories, like some interchangeable parts, really good soft goods, and I got mine from 5K Toys, all for $68. And that's a really good price. Like, have you seen the price from Big Bad Toy Store? They charging over $100 for that. Like, that's crazy. They gouged out the price, and you could have get it from 5K Toys or Gundam It. And Gundam It had it cheaper, but unfortunately, the two of the websites that I mentioned, they're no longer available right now. But if you don't want to spend over $100 on Big Bad Toy Store, I'll just say wait until they end up, you know, restocking it again on those two websites. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like if this was the actual price of this figure, I would even thought about buying it for $100. Like I would have just straight up passed it. But the fact that I got mine for $60 from the websites with this kind of quality and with this much amount of accessories, that is a great deal. But if you get it from Gundam It, I believe they had it for $50. But $68 is still a pretty decent price for a figure like this, especially compared to like the most other import figures that's currently going for like 80 to 90, sometimes 100. This is a really good figure to get under that price. So like keep tabs on it, make sure you know, you bookmark your page, whatever you gotta do. Or if you're someone that's willing to spend that much money on Big Bad Toy Store, despite the fact that this is not really from a character from original show or manga or anything like that, you still want to buy it anyway, just for the anime aesthetic. I won't blame you either, because this is a really cool figure. I don't have that many complaints about it, no other than, well, like, I'm unable to put on the mask, and the joints were loose when I took it off around the diaphragm area. Like, it got loose because of that, but thankfully I used some loose joints to like tighten that up. Same thing with the head, it was falling off a bit too easy, but I tightened it up. So this is a really solid figure. I like this figure more than I thought, to be honest. So if I have to give a score on this figure, it's definitely an 8.6 out of 10. This is definitely worth the money to get it, especially if you're able to get it for under 100. So yeah, anyway, so this has been AZN. This concludes my review on the Armed Battle Angels Blade Violet from Loscont Studios. Hope you all enjoyed this review, and I hope you all have a great and safe day. Peace.